Hello everybody, welcome to my channel Newsboy Audio. As always, like and subscribe. There's a little hat that floats around, click on it, push subscribe. I could really use your support. Like this video, and if you're seeing it on Reddit, please like it as well on Reddit or any of the other platforms that I have. I also have a blog out there called newsboyaudio.com. It's something that I'm just doing for fun. All of this I'm just doing for fun. We're not monetizing this yet. We would like to maybe make some money on it, on a few things, but it's not really our priority. Really, I'm just making these videos because there's not enough people making videos on audio gear, and a lot of people like it, including myself. I really like audio gear. I own enough of it. As you can see, I drive my wife home nuts with all the audio gear, and I forced her to record us all doing this.
Yes, and then he complains about how I record because apparently
yes, and then I complain and so do all you guys. I'll complain that the video is over here or over there. Anyways, we're gonna try to keep it right here. Just getting over some COVID and some other issues. So let's get this video done. I wanted to talk about audio and how to save money buying audio equipment. My first recommendation on how to get the most money for your bang for your buck when picking audio equipment is the most important aspect. It is buying used products. When you go out and you buy a new product and you take it out of the box, you lose 20% of your value of that product as soon as you open that box and take it home. And so why pay it for it yourself? Buy someone's gear that they purchased, took home, and then found out they didn't like. And often you can do exactly that. You could buy new gear that is just a few months old and for a 20% discount almost. And I've done that many times. The one problem with this is that you lose the warranty on many of it. There's a few companies, Bryson Audio, that will transfer the warranty over to the new owner, and they don't really care. So if you want to do that, you can. You can also buy it from a reseller, like a professional reseller. Many professional resellers will offer warranty on it themselves. One other option is to go into the insurance market. You could buy a used insurance policy on the gear that you buy and still retain that warranty policy if you do not want to bother. With that said, the next thing that you want to do is you want to spend your money appropriately. And what do I say spend your money appropriately? Well, I mean, spending it on speakers is highly recommended. Most of your money should go towards the speaker boxes themselves. These speakers are more expensive than electronics, and they hold on. And the more that you spend on speakers, the more value you will receive. In electronics, after a certain price point, the law of diminishing returns starts occurring much faster. There's a few reasons for this. There are Class A and AB amplifiers, like this amplifier here, which is a Rotella. It's an AB amplifier, very heavy, has a huge giant transformer in it, toroidal transformer in it. That's where 80% of the cost is. In a Class D, the transformer can be smaller, and that therefore saves you money down the line, and therefore, gives you more value. There are some people who say you can hear a Class A and Class AB amps, and that they're better than Class D. And I'm not going to dispute that right now. What I am going to do is I am going to say that they are marginally better at most, and that you cannot technically distinguish a Class D and a Class B, AB and a Class A amp with A/B testing. So if I was to do blind testing, you would probably not be able to pick one amp out from another amp. And that means you can go out and buy $100 amp, and you could buy a $10,000 amp, and I could play them on the same speakers, using the same speaker wires, same sources, same everything, give you a blind test, and you not be able to pick one out from the other. There are a few other reasons why we spend more money on amplifiers and electronics. Security is one of them. When you're spending a lot of money on speakers, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of speakers, last thing you want is an amplifier that fails, that blow your speakers. And this does sometimes happen. So good quality, good brand names are suggested, but you really want to spend the most money on your speaker designs. Excuse me. So after that, you want to then buy used speakers, high-end speakers. Doesn't really matter which year you go to. And this is why I say this. In the used market, when you go past about the 10-year mark, you lose the shiny new value thing. And what you instead start to see is a valuation based on its performance. So if something is priced higher, typically it is because it is performing better than something that is performing lower. This does not occur in the new market. When you're buying new gear, there's a lot of sales that go into it. There's a lot of, wow, greatest, latest, best. This is going to change your life. You're going to be a better person because of the speakers that you buy. It's a lot of bullshit. In the used markets, there just isn't as much of that. And it starts occurring about 5 years after the product's been released. Definitely when the second iteration of the product. So in Bauer and Wilkins behind us, we have Series 1, Series 2, Series 3s. When they go from Series 1 to Series 2, all of the Series 1 value products drop dramatically. When they go to Series 3, you see Series 1 drop slightly, and you see Series 2 drop a lot, going from new to used. And this is what happens to the prices. So when you go beyond a few generations older gear, you start seeing drastic cuts and differences. And the differences start tapering down as more differences come in. Second of all, the used market. Why I promote it so much. I buy this speaker. It's 20 years old. I buy it for $100. I play it for 5 years. I keep it very well protected, away from the animals, away from the cats. Nobody damages it. There's no damage to it, nothing. I sell it 5 years later for $120. This means I've used the gear for 5 years and I've made 20 bucks off of it. This has happened to me many, many, many times in my audiophile life. I get to enjoy the equipment my entire life, sometimes 10, 20 years. Then I turn around and sell it for more than what I bought it for. And that is incredible. You can't talk about anything like that in the new market. Even when you're talking about some of the most famous brands like Macintosh, where their resale value is incredible, really you do not see that as much as what you do when you're starting with used and then you're selling used. So I highly recommend it. There's one area of pause I want to give: electronics. Electronics, as they approach the 20-year mark, start to fail. One of the reasons for this is that the capacitors within them start to have, they're called electrolytical capacitors. And electrolytical capacitors have electrolytical fluid in them. They are cheaper capacitors that are often used in power stages and other parts of the amplifier. And that electrolytic fluid in them starts to leak out on some of them. This can be a visible sign. Oftentimes the capacitor will bulge. It doesn't happen with all capacitors, but it will happen to some of your capacitors. And you can replace them. You can even replace them on your own if you are careful. I have to warn my listeners, of course, of the danger. Some of these capacitors contain charges that can carry over for multiple hours or even days later, and they have enough charge to kill you. So you need to be able to discharge the capacitor, or you have to leave the system laying around for a couple days at the minimum. Once it's been laying around, then you can repair it yourself. You just need some solder, some soldering iron, and usually some flux. And then you need the capacitor itself. And you pull out the old capacitor using low temperature. You heat up the element. You pull on it until it comes out. You heat up the solder on the back of the capacitor, and then you pull it out. And then you put the new one in using new solder and new flux. Flux prevents corrosion. You could also hire someone to do this, but there goes all of your savings. A lot of times you can buy used gear from suppliers like myself who restore it and then resell it. You could find it. There's an entire industry of people and professionals out there buying used gear, repairing it, restoring it, and then releasing it to the general public. You can get good gear that will last you 20, 30 years with little or no problems. Oftentimes for only a couple $100, what would normally be $1,000 or $2,000 on a new system. So when buying electronics, like I said, there is some worry there. Amplifiers, they are ageless. Power amps and preamps, they are ageless. DACs, however, when you go past 10 years old, you also experience issues where the technology is no longer up to date, doesn't support the newest standards. Maybe even the DAC chip itself is now not sounding as good as it should be. Modern DACs, though, are cheap. And this goes also with a home theater audience. When you are buying a home theater receiver, the older receivers will not have your Pro Digital, your newest standards. So they will not have the HD standards often. They won't have the Atmos, Dolby Vision. And you may need something like the Shark to be able to play it. So be careful with those gear. But when buying power amplifiers and gear like that, the used market is definitely the place to find the best bargains. Excuse me, like I said, I'm just getting over the final stages of COVID. Was vaccinated and I'm just recovering the final little things now. So where was I? The last little bit that I really wanted to say is spend your money on the speakers. A few things don't spend your money on. The least benefit you're going to find is going to be from cables. AudioQuest cables are generally overpriced. What I recommend is monoprice. I recommend 100% oxygen-free copper cables, either 12 or 14 gauge cables. 12 gauge I personally prefer, but you could go to 14. If you want to go down to 10 gauge copper cables, you can. I recommend the company Monoprice and a few other companies like that that just sell no hassle, no problems, RCA cables, no hassle, no problems, speaker cables. Go get to Amazon speaker terminals, plop them on, and put them in your speakers if you care. There will be a lot of people who try to sell you the speaker cables. They make huge bonuses on them and huge commissions on them and that's why they push them so hard. And they just don't really offer much value for your dollar. I'm not going to dispute whether or not cables, at least in this video, whether or not cables make a difference. Personally, in A/B testing, we've seen that cables, we can't distinguish cables from one and another. So you can't say this is this cable or this is that cable when given a blind test. But people do claim they could hear a difference. And this brings an excellent point with the A/B testing. A/B testing is good in understanding what we can perceive. What it is not good is always determine what we can determine. So we not always able to say, well, this is better than this, or this is better than this. But that doesn't mean there's not a difference. And that's where the debate starts to really occur with speaker cables. And, you guys can have it. I'm going to come out with some more videos on this topic. Speaker cables as well as bit rates and other things that are highly controversial, lossy versus lossless. Generally, though, these debates are occurring because the minimum impact that you see from these technologies is very minor. And if you want to get your most bang for your buck, you want to go for the things that are major. And that is going to be found in these boxes here. So spend your money on your speakers. Don't spend as much on your amplifiers. Get what you need to do what you want and enjoy your music. And let me know what you find. So shoot me a comment down on my video if you found any great bargains of the year. And if you need any help picking out audio gear, or if you see something out there, check Hi-Fi Shark, check AudioGone, check the price comparison websites. Many of them have a history of what the previous gear sold for. Great to use to find out if you're getting the next great value, or if you're getting a bargain basement price. But if you still don't know, you can always shoot over video or shoot over a request to me, and I'll send you what I think it's worth. And then negotiate with a guy. Many times used markets and speakers are negotiable. The price is negotiable. So always try to get every penny that you can, and you'll be extremely happy with what you got. And if you don't like it, you can always sell it for the exact same price as what you got it for, or more if you got it for a great deal. So the only thing you most likely will end up paying for is shipments when you're sending it back. Thank you very much. Again, Newsboy Audio, so like and subscribe to my channel. Have a good one.